What?
This is fucking bullshit. There was just two of them working, was there not?
Yeah. See that? Hmm. Hmm. They don't make things to last, I guess. Hmm.
It does work.
Oh,
The one I just fixed.
wow.
It's working.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one works.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't I plug three of them in then?
Mm-hmm. Strange.
Plug in, plug in, plug in. See, I need a fucking 12-volt regulator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
three cameras work, so I don't know what the fuck the problem is now. Okay. So I just disconnected that camera and plugged it into the other camera port, and it doesn't work. Into the other port, and it doesn't work. So you mean to tell me there's two ports broken on this fucking thing?
Hmm.
Okay, now it's working. Son of a bitch. And it keeps resetting for some fucking reason. Why the fuck is it doing that? of days, I'm gonna take this thing out to the desert. I'm just gonna shoot it full of fucking holes. Fucking piece of shit should be working right now. I wish I had the 12-volt regulator. That would be nice. Fucking clue where it is. Yes, motherfucker. Yeah, just give it baby. What? Ever?
Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles.
30,000 followers, Tina, in a boutique hotel.
For 30,000 steps, Tina, at a mountain cabin.
Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Got Beastie Boys right now. We're very funny. Zoltan! Kansas!
That's my buddy. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like I came in too early. Didn't it? I should have started walking from further back. I could tell it. Ah, damn it. I knew it. I was in the back too, and I'm like, they're gonna play a little ditty. Don't come up too fast, because then you're just gonna stand there like a piece of shit. Don't do it. And then I was trying to feel it out, and I didn't feel that out at all. I was like, this is the right time, and it was the wrong time. I tried to feel out this entire evening. I wore the wrong shirt. Let's be honest. Take a look at everybody else. In the audience, on stage, look at everybody. I wore the wrong shirt, all right? I look like I should be parking cars outside right now. We're gone. Bring the RAV4 around. Because I do the jazz show all the time, man. I'm like, I even thought of wearing the blazer. I have a blazer that doesn't fit. I have one that doesn't fit. Did you ever buy a coat at H&M and you're like, that's how wide my shoulders are? And then you go home and you're like, we're not using the buttons. All right. We're not using any of these buttons. I'm just going to have a... You can't eyeball the coat. You know, you got to put that on. Anyway, I do like how quiet it gets. It makes me very uncomfortable. You guys have had a really good job of that. Just a big like, ha ha ha, and then when it's over, wow. I'm just standing up here with the band. That's the scary part too, because I've been watching the show in the back, and I'm like, you know, if a joke doesn't land, there's also, like, you have faces behind me that can let you know that they also didn't enjoy the joke. You know what I mean? Like, that was one of my fears in the back. I was like, if I tell a joke that doesn't land and you guys are like, that was mediocre, but boy, did the band not enjoy it. That's what, like, you guys are in a band, you guys are used to working together. Oh, you were about to join. See, I'm not. Play a little song. Flow into it. Yeah. That's exactly how I felt right there. Just like Woody Allen walking down the street by himself. Not after a child thing, just a regular walk down the street. And I like the type of jazz you guys played tonight. Like the other times, the other jazz shows, I don't know if you guys know other jazz shows, but it was like nerdy jazz. It was, you know what I mean? You've been to the other ones. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's good jazz, but you're like, yeah, this is what, like, a genius listens to. When he's thinking of genius things, you know? They really listen to the yeah with it, and this. And then tonight was just like someone's leaving pregnant jazz. Like, this was like, you were conceived to this diddle. That's not even the right word. I think I meant ditty, and I said diddle. This is why it's so important to put on the right shirt when you leave the house. Because you could just go on stage in front of people very uncomfortable. they're gonna be able to tell. And is this like an unusual band? Are you guys doing like gigs together? Like, you guys ever do like a shit gig? Like and don't say the one right now, because that would hurt my heart. Like, what's like the worst setting for a gig? Yeah, go ahead. SeaWorld, already horrible.
There was a contract that says it got rained out and we play.
Right.
So it started raining. Somehow my ass is still playing SeaWorld.
Oh, you had to play in the rain.
It wasn't in the rain, but it was just
No audience is worse than rain. Because you can play a badass guitar solo with the rain coming down and women will take their tops off. But with no audience, there's no tops. I've done that before. I used to perform at colleges. I used to walk around, I used to tour the country performing for college students. And boy, if you wanted to feel bad about yourself, have a room full of 18-year-olds stare at you where you tell them about the rent, you know? Yeah, I remember one time I showed up at this college in Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh, and I showed up and there's like 10 students in a small room waiting for the show, and the young lady running the show, she was like, can we wait 10 minutes? Because I think 10 more people are coming. And I'm like, yeah, let's wait. We waited that 10 minutes. 10 more people did not show up. And in fact, those 10 people left. So now there was no audience. It was dry, though. You know, it wasn't bad. And she goes, I'm so sorry you don't have an audience. She handed me a check, and she goes, you can go. And I'm like, never apologize for this. This is amazing. And so the next night, I'm in somewhere else in Pennsylvania, and I walk in, it's a similar situation. This one's a giant cafeteria that goes on forever, and there's a stage with nobody there, and there's like 2 students studying way in the back. And then I'm like, this is gonna be great. They're just gonna hand me a check, and I'm gonna go get drunk at the Marriott. This is wonderful. And the young lady who's running that show, she goes, well, it's 8 o'clock. Get up there. Yeah, and I'm like, what? There's no one here. And they're like, we paid you. And I'm like, I want to kill you, I think. So I had to walk on stage in front of nobody and go, hi, how are you? And then I begged the 2 students that were studying so far away I couldn't even make out their faces. I was like, can you please stop chasing your dreams and come up here? And just sit in the front. I begged them. I was a 30-year-old man begging 18-year-old kids to sit here so I could do this. And then they came up and then they listened for like 10 minutes and they're politely smiling. And then after 10 minutes, one of them gets up to leave. And as they're pushing the double doors open, I was like, what was it? Too many cat jokes? Because I had a cat joke in my act. And he just looks at me and he goes, I just can't. And then he pushed the doors open, and he left. And I had 45 more minutes to do, and I was just standing on the stage going, I hate this, you know? Exactly. The worst show I ever did was in San Diego. It was a private event. It was for a birthday party. It was for a lady's 50th birthday party, and what she did is she rented out the entire comedy club for her and her 9 friends. And I didn't know that until they're just like, we need a comic. And I'm like, I can do that. And I showed up and I saw the situation. It was just 9 people sitting in a row like a firing squad. And all the comics had to come up and just dance for them. It was like the most degrading thing ever. And I was going on last. I don't know if that's better or worse. So I got to see my own fate, you know? It was like in the movie Predator when all the other people got to see the first guys get eaten. They're like, that sucks. I wish I hadn't seen it, you know? And so right before I went up, they're like, listen, you're going on last. You only have to do 10 minutes, and you'll know your time is up when you see the birthday cake coming up the side, and that's when you're just going to start singing Happy Birthday. And I'm like, The worst idea I've ever heard. But you already paid me, so let's do it. So I'm on stage and I'm bombing. Like, it's not going well. Like, it's 9 people in an empty comedy club. Like, they're smiling, but it's rough. And I feel like 10 minutes is coming up, so I'm trying to wrap up my set for this birthday finale. And I was going to go into my last joke, so I asked the birthday girl, I'm like, excuse me, are you single or are you in a relationship? Now, she was cool before, and now she's no longer cool. Alright, she was just like, I don't wanna, and I was like, whoa, easy, I'm not like trying to hit on you or anything, I'm just trying to get into my last stupid joke and get the hell out of here. Are you single or are you in a relationship? She's like, I don't wanna, and I was like, what is happening right now? And then that firing squad breaks into a small huddle, and they just start discussing, and I'm like, what is happening? And then after about like 10 seconds, she pops up out of the huddle like a whack-a-mole. She just pops right up, and she looks at me, and she goes, I'm a widow. And as soon as she got that last W out of widow, here comes the cake. So now I'm just there like, happy birthday to you. That was the worst show that I've ever done. Yeah, very much enjoyed it. I like being out here in La Jolla. Anyone from La Jolla? Clap it up. Locals from La Jolla? One guy. All right. Congratulations. You're doing great. You know? You were one of your ancestors. Someone killed it. Pulling it off. Thanks for coming to join us. It was more than I expected, I'll be honest. Okay, I like coming up here. I just look at the mansions and I'm like, they could make inflation go down. Like, do you have any control over that? Is there any dial in the house? You ever bump into it and then gas comes down 50 cents and you're like, whoa, oh, dear. Trevor's on his phone. That's how that bit's been going. I look back to make eye contact and I'm like, all right, that's where that's at.
What, baby?
I know we took a